It looks like Daisy doesn't have a care in the world. I'd like to think that's how I make it look most of the time. That I don't have a care in the world. I don't have a W-2 job to go to every day. Don't have to punch a clock. However, before I start going into like this whole complaining, self-pity, woe is me, it's not gonna be that bad. I figured I have to give you guys some background. I've had over 100 jobs before I became self-employed. A self-employed real estate investor. I think I sound cool when I say it. I think I sound cool because of where I come from. If you don't know where I've come from, I can make a whole nother video about that. But I was a little down at one time. I was quite a bit down. Hey, that's a whole nother video. About 5 years ago, a little bit over 5 years ago, I started investing in real estate, and now I do it full time. Well, I'm hitting a little bit of a lull with finding houses in this market. The market's crazy for someone that does something like me. I'll go in, I'll buy a house that needs renovation, severe renovation. I'll do similar work myself. I hire the rest of it out. I'm very good at leveraging, financing. I'm good at a lot of different things when it comes to real estate. We still own 6 houses, Diane and I. Before I started doing this, I had over 100 jobs. Like, I'm not saying like I had over 100 jobs, and really I had like 3 jobs. I had over 100 jobs. Oh, so many different jobs. My friend's favorite of all of my jobs was when I was a turtle fisherman. See, I got escorted off the property as a mortgage banker. I had the corner office, the suit, the nice car, and then I was that's a whole nother story. The longest job I ever had was 3 years. That was the last job I had before I quit. And when I put in my resignation, jubilation. Because I hated that job. It was torture. I counted the minutes. However, because I'm a little, I'm not going to go into labeling where I'm coming from, who I am, what I might got going on. But I am going to say, a lot of times I go in on the way there in the morning, I was an awesome employee. I would have loved to have me as an employee because I'd always go in early, stay to the end, you know, all that kind of stuff. But anyway, on the way to work, I would be thinking, I'm like an imposter. Like, I'm acclimating people with severe mental illness back into society that had been incarcerated for years, and I work on a forensics project. Like, that sounds cool. That's probably why I stayed, because it was torture. Anyway, back to my story. On the way to work, I'd be thinking, I'm an imposter. They're going to be firing me. I don't know what I'm doing. By lunch, I'm thinking to myself, I'm too good to work here. What do they say that is? An egomaniac with an inferiority complex? Boom! That's how it was for all the 100 jobs. I was always never fitting in. Then, something happened. We bought our first house. We still have 6 houses. I've sold a couple along the lines. As a matter of fact, I sold one last year. The amount of money that we made off of the sale of that house last year was equivalent to, I'm trying not to exaggerate here, but probably 8 years of what I was making at my last job. So I'm laughing because I'm about to complain when I got that going on. And Diane has a fantastic job that she brings money in. Here's my complaint. After I said all that, it almost sounds like it's not a complaint. Without further ado, here's the complaint. I almost feel silly saying it. I don't get the reward of getting a paycheck at the end of the week. Like, it's been months, about a year, since I bought a house. And I don't get that weekly reward, like a pat on the back, like money going into the account. That's my complaint. So you know what I'm doing in order to feel better about myself. I'm power washing the inside of the fence so that it looks like the outside of the fence. This is what I'm picturing somebody out there saying. Hey, Harry. I don't know what kind of accent this is. Hey, Harry. Self-fulfillment is an inside job. You should not seek pleasure or rewards from external sources. Instead, they should be coming from the inside. And I say, I know all that. I just have to remind myself of that, right? All right, I got a fence to power wash, so this way Diane can come home and give me a pat on the back. It's the next morning. I finished about half the fence yesterday. I got rained on. Diane gave me quite a nice pat on the back for the work that was accomplished so far. I thought about my whiny words yesterday, complaining about not getting the reward of a paycheck at the end of a week. Then I thought to myself, I'd have it no other way. I'd rather have a 10-year lull and not have to go back to a W-2 job, punch a clock, or work for somebody. What am I complaining about? I live a life beyond my wildest dreams. Now let me get back to that fence.